दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे तरो होए भव सिंधुरे। इत आतप बत बर्षण हे दिन जामिनी जागिरे। इत आतप बात बर्षण हे दिन जामिनी जागिरे। विफल से विनु कृपण दुर्जन चपल सुकल भला गिरे। विफल से विनु कृपण दुर्जन चपल सुखल भला गिरे। ये धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन इतकी आचे परती तेरे। ये धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन इतकी आचे परती तेरे। कमल दल जल जीवन टलमल भज। कमल दल जल जीवन टलमल भजहु हरि पद नीति रे। कमल दल जल जीवन टलमल भजहु हरि पद नीति रे। श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास रे। श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास रे। ओ जन सखी जन ओ जन सखे जन आत्मनिवेदन गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे। पूजन सखे जन आत्मनिवेदन गोविंद दास विलास रे भजो रे बंदन प्रेम बंदन अभय चरणार विंद रे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे जय राधा नील माधव राधा नील माधव राधा नील माधव श्री राधे गौरनिताय श्री श्री गौरनिताय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद O my mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which makes one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Both in the day and night I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons, and family members? This life tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing of Govinda Das to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of the Lord Hari and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, serving him as a friend, and completely offering the Lord one's very self. Shri Govinda Saki Jai. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः हरे कृष्णा. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 8, entitled Questions by King Parikshit, Text 26. Name asva parayanti, Name asva parayanti, Brahman anashanadami, Brahman anashanadami, Pibato achyutapiyusham, पिबतोच्युतपीयूषम् तद्वाक्याब्धिविनिसृतम् तद्वाक्याब्धिविनिसृतम् न मे अस्वः प्रणायन्ति ब्रह्मन्ननाशनादमि पिबतोच्युतपीयूषम् तद्वाक्याब्धिविनिसृतम् न मे अस्वः परायन्ति ब्रह्मन्ननशनादमि पिबतोच्युतपीयूषम् तद्वाक्याब्धिविनिसृतम् न मे स्वः परायन्ति ब्रह्मन्ननशनादमि पिबतोच्युतपीयूषम् तद्वाक्याब्धिविनिसृतम् न मे स्वः परायन्ति ब्रह्मन्ननशनादमि पिबतोच्युतपीयूषम् तद्वाक्याब्धिविनिसृतम् न मे स्वः परायन्ति ब्रह्मन्ननशनादमि पिबतोच्युतपीयूषम् आख्यातिविनिसृतम् न मे सवः परायन्ति ब्रह्मन्नशनादमि पिबतोच्युतपीयूषम् तद्वाक्याभिविनिसृतम् न मे सवः परायन्ति ब्रह्मन्नशनादमि पिबतोच्युतपीयूषम् तद्वाक्याब्धिविनिसृतम् न sham, okay. Word synonyms. Na, never. May, mine. Asavaha, life. Parayanti, becomes exhausted. Brahman, O learned Brahmana. Anashanat ami, Anashanat ami, because of fasting. Pibataha, because of my drinking. Achyuta, of the infallible. Piyusham, nectar. Tat, your. Vakya abdi, uh, Vakya abdihi, ocean of speech. Vinisrutam, flowing down from. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation. O learned Brahmana, because of my drinking the nectar of the message of the infallible personality of Godhead, which is flowing down from the ocean of your speeches, I do not feel any sort of exhaustion due to my fasting. Purport. The disciplic succession from Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, and Shukadeva Goswami is particularly different from others. The disciplic successions from other sages are simply a waste of time. Being devoid of Achyuta Katha or the message of the infallible Lord, the mental speculators can present their theories very nicely by reason and arguments, but such reasons and arguments are not infallible, for they are defeated by better mental speculators. Maharaj Parikshit was not interested in the dry speculation of the flickering mind, but he was interested in the topics of the Lord, because factually he felt that by hearing such a nectarian message from the mouth of Shukadeva Goswami, he was not feeling any exhaustion, even though he was fasting because of his imminent death. One can indulge in hearing the mental speculators, but such hearing cannot endure for any length of time. One will be exhausted very soon from hearing such hackneyed ways of thinking, and no one in the world can be satisfied simply by hearing such useless speculations. The message of the Lord, especially from a personality like Shukadeva Goswami, can never be tiring, even though one may be exhausted from other causes. In some editions of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the text of the last line of this verse reads, Anyatra Kupitad Vijat, which means that the king might be overwhelmed by the thought of his imminent death by snake bite. The Brahmana boy who was without good intelligence, huh, the snake is also twice born, and its anger is compared to the cursing Brahmana boy who was without good intelligence. Maharaj Parikshit was not at all afraid of death, for he was fully encouraged by the message of the Lord. One who is fully absorbed in Achyuta Katha can never be afraid of anything in this world. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So we welcome everyone for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Is English okay? Or how many of you want class in English? Okay. Okay. So today we'll have in English. Okay. So we welcome everyone for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. I seek the blessings of senior devotees so that I may be able to present something on this verse. Hare Krishna. So here we see that Parikshit Maharaj is asking various questions to Shukadeva Goswami. So in this chapter, beginning from what's the difference between the body and soul, and is asking various how the creation has happened, and various is asking Shukadeva Goswami to narrate various pastimes of the Lord. So in this verse, he is telling. So even though Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die within 7 days by Shringi, but still, because he was hearing the nectarian pastimes of the Supreme Lord from the mouth of Shukadeva Goswami, so he will be going to hear. So he's telling, because I'm hearing from your mouth, O Shukadeva Goswami, so I'm not at all feeling exhausted due to fasting. Generally, we have experience when we personally fast during Ekadashi or during the festival times. So we feel exhausted because we don't take sufficient prasad. But that is due to our material conditioning, because the body requires some amount of nutrition. But here, the Parikshit Maharaj is not identifying himself with his body, because anyway he has to quit his body within a week. So he is preparing himself. Jai Shri Radha Nilmadha Bhagavan ki jai. So Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die. Means he was told that he has to vacate his body. Like now we have experience. Recently we were vacating we were relocating our ashram from old building to new building. So similarly, so that is what is told. The soul has to live in a particular body for some amount of time. Then he has to vacate and go to another body. This is what the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuhyati. So the embodied soul, when he's dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara, in this very lifetime he is changing bodies from a small boyhood to youthhood, yauvanam, then to jara. So similarly, tata dehantara praptir. So at the time of death, he has to change, finally change, quit that old body and take a new body. Similarly, so this changing of bodies is very similar to changing of our place of dwelling, like a house or apartment. So where many people, they may shift to various places because due to modern Kali Yuga, previously this was not the situation. Previously people used to stay in their own villages, farm. They will have their farm. They need not go out of their village. Hardly 10 kilometers they have to go. Everything was available within the village. In case if anything is required, once upon a time, once in a lifetime, they may go for Tirtha Yatra over all the places, holy places. But nowadays, Kali Yuga has become so much that even to get little water, we have to travel 10 kilometers. We have experience even to get our daily needs, like our daily bread, we have to travel 10 kilometers. So anyway, so like this, because of Kali Yuga, the modern lifestyle has become so that people, the traveling has increased. People has to have to move from the transportation industry is growing. So because of the petroleum products which is coming, so therefore people have experience of moving from one place to another place. So here also Parikshit Maharaj was told to quit his old body and go to a new body because the Shringi had cursed him. So his imminent death was there. So he had come to the bank of the Ganges to fast until death. So here Parikshit Maharaj is fasting, and so many sages, we hear from the first canto, many great sages also assembled in that assembly, so that everybody was astonished to see that Parikshit Maharaj has quit everything. So it is not possible because many materialistic people, they're all very much attached to their uh, material facilities like house. So in the first canto, there is a shloka that Atma Jaya Sutta Agara Pashu Dravina Bandhushu Rajye Cha Vikale Nityam Vimudam Yavata Jaho. So Parikshit Maharaj, even though he was a youth, he was a king. He was the king of the whole world. He had all the opulence of this world. But when he was cursed to death, means he has to quit this whole world. So he immediately gave up everything and went to the Ganges. So each and every one of us, so everyone has to leave this world someday or other. So every one of us have that so-called Parikshit Maharaj was openly cursed by Shringi, but we are also in a similar situation. We also have to leave our body, but we don't know when. So, but Parikshit Maharaj prepared himself for his imminent death. Similarly, when we are getting this knowledge, so we also have to put some efforts and prepare ourselves for that death, which will be coming upon us also. So here, when he came to the bank of the Ganges, so many great sages had assembled, and everybody was giving their philosophies. Like we heard in the previous classes, or Satyamurti Prabhu was telling about the various philosophies by different people. So similarly, so in this purport also we see that other disciplic succession, they are mostly mental speculation, which is told here. So those kind of mental speculation on knowledge that will not help us at the time of death. So even the propounder of the Mayavad philosophy, Sripad Shankaracharya, even at the fag end of his life, he tells, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrin Karane. So all this, your so-called education or so-called expertise in grammar, this will not save you at the time of death. Only Lord Govinda can save you from the clutches of death. So he asks all his followers to become a devotee of Govinda and chant the names of Govinda. So this our disciplic succession coming from Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, Shukadeva Goswami. So this succession we see they're all pure devotees who only hear and chant the glories of the Supreme Lord. So we are very fortunate to get this knowledge in proper parampara, and by hearing knowledge in parampara, we get the real understanding. So here Parikshit Maharaj, because he was hearing from Shukadeva Goswami, because many speakers were there in that assembly, but he particularly questioned Shukadeva Goswami. So here he's questioning him. There are so many other sages also, but particularly Parikshit Maharaj is asking Shukadeva Goswami to narrate all this. He's inquiring from Shukadeva Goswami. So Shukadeva Goswami, later he will continue the narration of Srimad Bhagavatam. So here we see the advantage of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam also. So, so even when we hear this in proper parampara, uh, so we get to know the actual truth. So even Srila Prabhupada, we can see in his lifetime, when he met his guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so on his Vyas Puja day, he made an offering of a poem. It's a very wonderful poem by Srila Prabhupada. So in that poem, he tells that absolute is sentient, thou hast proved. Impersonal calamity, thou hast removed. So this statement was very much appreciated by his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So he made a statement that whatever he writes, you publish it. So he told uh, the Gaudiya Mata to publish the writings of Srila Prabhupada. So we see that even when we hear in proper parampara, that knowledge, we can see that the absolute knowledge coming from the Supreme Lord is told as it is. And that Achyuta Katha, that is not diluted or it is not changed. So therefore, even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells that आराध्य भगवान व्रजेश तनया तद्धाम वृंदावनम रम्या काचिदुपासन व्रजवधु वर्गेण या कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतम प्रमाणममलं प्रेमपुमर्तो भवान श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभोर्मतमिदं तत्रादनात्नापरः. This Srimad Bhagavatam, this is the spotless Purana. So the narrations of the Lord, that is, it is presented as it is. There is no adulteration in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore we see Srila Prabhupada, he carried this Srimad Bhagavatam and it was ordered by a spiritual master to translate in foreign language, in English language, and to preach all over the world. And Srila Prabhupada took his instructions seriously and he carried out his instructions. So we see when Prabhupada took Srimad Bhagavatam to the Western countries and preached it as it is, purely, he did not include his own mental speculation. So he preached it as he heard from his spiritual master, and therefore he was successful. We see so many people, even from hippies to many great professors of various universities. Even the educated people of university, they appreciated the works of Srila Prabhupada. And also some of them even took to it. Like we see Hayagriva Prabhu, he was a professor at university, and he took the work of typing Srila Prabhupada's, proofreading Srila Prabhupada's scripts. And we see like this, many examples we hear from Srila Prabhupada's Leela Amrita. So even Srila Prabhupada's activities are called Leela Amrita. So this nectarian pastimes of the Lord or his pure devotees. So when we hear this, so this we don't experience the exhaustion which happens due to fasting. So therefore, we should make a endeavor to hear such activities of Lord and the the kirtan of Lord. So this actually about kirtan I wanted to just tell. So there are like 4 types of kirtan: Nama kirtan, Rupa kirtan, Guna kirtan, and Leela kirtan. So all this Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela of the Lord, so they are all nectarian. So therefore, in the beginning of Bhagavatam, it is told, Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam shukamakad amrita dravasammitam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. So please drink this Srimad Bhagavatam because this has the nectar of Lord's name, fame, glories, and pastimes. So by hearing this, the even Parikshit Maharaj, and also the even in the first canto we see that the sages of Naimisharanya, Shaunakadi rishis, they were also wanting to hear this pastime from Suta Goswami. So they also asked Suta Goswami to please continue narrating the pastimes of Lord. So this narrating the pastimes of Lord, we see it is this is the real immortal nectar. The so-called nectar which was obtained by Samudra Manthan, we see. So that nectar which is available for demigods, that may prolong their lifespan maybe a thousands of years. But this nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam, the nectar of the pastimes of the Lord, so this is immortality. One who is engaged in hearing this Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing and chanting, so he attains immortality actually. So it not only increases the lifespan, but one can go on continuously hear and chant the glories of Lord. We see even Narada boy when he became a Siddha devotee. So he tells that Namananantasya hatatra pappatan guhyani bhadrani kritani chasmaran gam paryatam stushtamana gata spraha kalam pratikshan vimado vimatsaraha. So he was also traveling to various places all over the world, chanting the glories of Lord and waiting for his imminent change of body. So we see, so here also Parikshit Maharaj is also in similar situation. So he is also, his death notice has come within 1 week he has to leave. Now he is engaged in hearing the glories of Lord. So therefore, by when we are hearing the glories of the Lord, so then we are safely situated in our life. So therefore, we should make endeavor to come every day for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So Srila Prabhupada instituted this Srimad Bhagavatam in ISKCON so that everybody gets opportunity to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So these nectarian pastimes. Though the books are there, still when we hear it from the in parampara from devotees, so then we understand the real essence of what the Bhagavatam is all about. And as much as possible, we should try to also give this benefit of Srimad Bhagavatam to each and every person of this world. So we have to distribute this knowledge also. So the about Bhagavatam, in Bhagavatam about the Lord's like the about Kirtan I was telling. So Kirtan in which there is about narration of Lord's holy name. So that is called Nama Kirtan. Like we sing Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govindaram Srimata Sudana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana. So this is a kirtan consisting of the holy names of Lord. There's also one more kirtan bhajan we sing that Yashomati Nandana Vrajabaro Nagara. So in that whole song, the whole song is about various names of Lord Krishna. So it is comprised of only the names of Lord. So in within the name, all other forms are also there, the Rupa, Guna, and Leela. By singing such songs about the Supreme Lord, by glorifying Lord, when by absorbing ourselves in such kirtan, so we can experience that. Uh, so in our, we don't realize how our days go by. We don't realize, oh, I was hungry or I was thirsty. So this exhaustion will not be felt by us. The same thing we hear the contrast when a materialist tries to fast artificially. Like we hear one example of Chitrandan Das, which Prabhupada also tells that he had quit his job and he was fasting, something like that. So he just quit his job and he was living. So without doing any job, he couldn't live for hardly some 50 days. He committed suicide like that. But here we see by hearing the name, fame, glories, and pastimes of Lord, so one will develop the uh, spiritual taste when one in develops. So all these material conditionings will go away. There are many shlokas in Srimad Bhagavatam which narrate uh, the beautiful form of the Lord in Bhagavatam and other scriptures. Like in Brahma Samhita, we see Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dalaya Daksham Barhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So, Venum Kunantam, the Lord is holding a beautiful flute. Aravinda Dalaya Daksham, his eyes are uh, beautiful like the lotus flowers. Such descriptions are there. Then Bhagavatam we see Barha Pedam Natavaravapu Karnaya Karnikaram Bibradbasham Kanakakapisam Vaijayantim Samalam. So, like this, the description of Lord is there in Bhagavatam. So, the Lord is Uh, Barha Pedam, he's having a beautiful peacock feather on his head. Barha Pedam Natavaravapu is dressed like an actor. Karnaya Karnikaram. Karnaya in his ears is wearing the earrings. Then Bibradvasam, his dress is like brilliantly shining. Bibradvasam Kanaka Kapisham. It's golden yellow dhoti he's wearing, shining golden yellow dhoti. Vaijayantim Chamalam. So he's wearing a Vaijayanti mala made of 5 different kinds of flowers. So like this, he goes for herding the cows. So like that, different description of the Lord is also presented in Bhagavatam. And about the guna, we also hear about how the Lord is so merciful. Like Aho Bakiyam Stanakala Kotam Jigham Sayapaya Yadapasadvi Lebe Gatim Dadri Uchitam Tatonyam Kamba Dayalum Charanam Rajema. So the Lord is so merciful even to a person like Putana who came to kill him. He's giving the position of a mother even to such a person. So, such merciful Lord, who else can be more merciful than Krishna? So, like that. So, we see the Lord is very merciful. So, the quality of mercy is narrated in this shloka. So, and about the pastimes of Lord, we see so many. The whole Bhagavatam is filled with pastimes of Lord. About how he appears in Gokula. Then he grows up in Vrindavan, and then he goes to Mathura, and then he established Dwaraka, and the various pastimes of Lord, and how he goes back home, and how he takes all his associates back to the spiritual world. So, like this, the Bhagavatam is filled with the Lord's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. So, one who hears this, so he will not face any troubles in life. So this was told various places, even in the first canto, where Narad Muni tells that Yasyamai Shuyamānāyam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktirutpadyate Pumsam Shokamoha Bhayapaha. Jai Shri Radha Nilmada Bhagwan ki Jai. So by hearing this pastimes of Lord, which is like a boat, so one can easily cross over this ocean of worldly existence, material existence, and shoka moha bhayapaha. One can overcome all this overcome the feelings of lamentation, fear, and easily go back home, back to Godhead. Also, in the second canto, even Shukdev Goswami tells, Etan nirvidyamananam ichchatam akuto bhayam yoginam nripanirnitam harer namanukirtanam. One who wants to overcome fear, akuto abhayam. So he has to hear the Harinamanu Kirtanam. So by hearing the Kirtan of Lord, by hearing the qualities of Lord, so one can overcome all this fear of material existence. Because the most dangerous type of fear is the fear of death. all other fear are subsidiary to the fear of death. So even when Parikshit Maharaj, in the previous chapter we see, so they also, when he was starting to narrate the Krishna Katha, there are many verses like Ko nama trippet rasavit katayam mahattamaikanta parayanasya harer gunanam ajamas jagmur yogeshwaro ye bhavapadma mukya tanno bhavan vai bhagavat parano bhagavat pradano mahattamaikanta parayanasya nantam gunanam ajamasya jagmur yogeshwaro he. So I'm getting confused. Anyway, those two shlokas, which is there in the 18th chapter, so those, they also tell that the Rasavit Katayam, the nectar of the Lord's pastime, this Krishna Katha, Achyuta Katha, which is told in the shloka. So it's like immortal nectar. So one, by hearing this pastimes of Lord, so one can very easily overcome the uh, fear of death or any other type of fear. So here in the fag end of the purport, Prabhupada tells that in some versions of Srimad Bhagavatam, the last line is that Anyatra Kupita Dvijat. So here Dvijat refers to the snake. Snake is called twice born because snake first it lays egg and then from the egg it hatches and it is born again. Therefore the snake is also called Dvijat. So so Parikshit Maharaj was cursed by Shringi so that Takshaka will come and bite him. So, but Parikshit Maharaj, he had fixed himself in the hearing the narrations of the Lord. So therefore, he was not afraid of anything in this world, whatever, whether a snake is coming or or death is coming in any other way. So one can be fearless by taking shelter of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, we see Srila Prabhupada, he was given the name by his father as Abhaya Charana. So one who becomes fearless by taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Similarly, whoever takes complete shelter of the Lord, he becomes fearless. Srila Prabhupada fearlessly preached this Krishna consciousness all over the world by taking the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is filled with nectar. So I would just like to conclude that even when sometimes when we are also asked to give Srimad Bhagavatam class, so we should not develop fear. Oh, I have to give class. So anyway, because by sharing Srimad Bhagavatam, the fear will go away. That is what is told. So when somebody is asking us to give class, so we should be eagerly look forward for that opportunity so that we can share Srimad Bhagavatam with everybody. So in Bhagavatam it comes Parasparanu Katanam Bhavanam Bhagavat Yashaha Mito Tushtis Mitoratir. Uh, okay, so like that, by sharing Srimad Bhagavatam, so one can easily overcome all one's material conditionings and one can get purified. So we should all look forward for this opportunity to share the Srimad Bhagavatam with each and everyone. So we should be delighted when we are getting opportunity to present Srimad Bhagavatam. And we eagerly make the necessary preparations, whatever we need. So one should not become fearful. Oh, I have to give class. I have not prepared. So like this, Bhagavatam should not create fear. Bhagavatam is uh, the purpose of Bhagavatam is to remove all the fear, not to create fear. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. If anybody has any questions, you may inquire. Hare Krishna.